Thank you, my viewer, wherever you are. You are watching AVTV. The program you are watching is a guide to successful life. In our program, we normally talk about issues affecting the young generation, especially during their adolescence period, that may have long-term or even permanent damage in them if not well taken care of. Today, we are very much privileged with a visitor in our studio. The doctor and counselor who will expound to us what adolescent is and reveal to us more generally about life skill in relation to our topic of discussion. The doctor will introduce himself, then we shall proceed further. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oyugi. I'm Dr.Protus. Personally, I did bachelor's degree in BH Science, Mathematics and Chemistry. My MS, I did MS in Psychology, that is Education Psychology, and then after that one, I did PhD in Developmental Psychology. I'm a teacher by profession, but I also do what we call counseling, and I love it so much because it's a passion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Adolescence, this one is just a stage of transition between childhood and adulthood, where the childhood acquire the status of adulthood, and during this stage is where the young ones acquire some character traits of deepening of voice. There is a growing of beards for the boys. We have also for the girls, they grow priests and others. And also we have what we call this stage is where we, as a normal human being, you have to pass through this stage. It's very important, but it's very challenging. I normally call it a stage of temptation myself, because it's a tempting stage. Because if you pass there successfully, you're going to be a successful man or woman. But if you pass there with more challenges until they defeat you, you're not going to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is nice to hear you are giving it a new name, a challenging, tempting stage.
Yeah.
So, doctor, counselor, are there some tasks that we have to accomplish, or that one has to accomplish before he moves to the next stage of this, or from childhood to adulthood? Are there some tasks that one has to accomplish?
Yes, it's true, because during the adolescent stage is a stage where, as a human being, you acquire new status, where you become independent from your parents. Therefore, you have to acquire new characters, you have to acquire new roles, because you want to become independent from your parents. During those days, maybe when you're young, everything you're being guided by your parents. But here, you become independent. You do your own things. And when doing your own things, we have challenges. You have to copy from the environment where you are. You have to copy from your friends. It's so challenging. Therefore, the roles, you acquire new roles during this stage. You acquire new status during this stage. You become independent. You become your own boss, because your parents now, they become far from you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Juma.
Yes.
When you say that the environment where you live, you have to copy from those who you live with, does it mean that the environment where you live play a role in how you develop?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the environment is a very vital thing during that stage for a human being, because during that time is where you need to acquire new characters and new status depending on the environment. You are seeking for peer acceptance. You have to be accepted by your peers, and when you want to be accepted by your peers, you need to do things that correlate with your peers. Sometimes you need more of role models. People can go into such things like risky behaviors, like sex, drug abuse, because they are looking for something where they can be accepted by their peers. That's why you need to be very careful. As a parent, you need to be very careful with a child during that stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I'm happy to hear that. And you have just touched something which I was just about to ask.
Yes.
Something to do with the drugs. My question is, what are some of the problems, problem behavior related to adolescents, and how can we overcome such problems?
Thank you. One of them is about sex, premarital sex. Another one during that stage. Another one is drug abuse. Remember, they want to become independent from their parents. Therefore, they are looking for anything they can do that their peers will accept them. Therefore, if they have friends who are drug abusers, automatically they want to be like their friends. And also, if their friends are related, you know, during these stages where now you are ripen for, and you can serve or be served as an adult. Therefore, they need to be guided because they can do anything that they want. You know, their blood is in their veins, is also running very fast. Yes, and during that time, if it's running very fast, they want to test their humanity, if they are they normal or abnormal. Therefore, that stage is very vital in the human being's life. Therefore, it's a normal stage for a human being, but it's very challenging. Therefore, as a mother or a father, you need to be very careful with your child. Allow him to work with their peers because he's supposed to grow socially, economically, and even politically. And you cannot teach your child all those parts of a human being. You need to explore from peers, from role models and others before he become a fully adult to serve the country or the community that he belongs or she belongs.
I see your point, your point, Doctor. But my question is,
yes,
you find that at times the grown up, somebody is above 18,
yes,
but still he gives in or he succumb to the problems, to the pressure. Does it mean that something is wrong or something is normal? Are they normal or what is wrong? What is happening?
Okay, thank you very much. They are very normal, but there is something happened during the adolescent stage. Maybe, you know, sometimes parents, they think that when somebody is in adolescent stage, you need to be constricted in a home where you cannot interact with people outside there. Maybe they can ruin you. But that one is a problem because if you do that, you will, maybe sometimes they go for further studies, they will meet other friends there, they cannot even socialize with them, they cannot even do anything with them. Therefore, they need to interact. During this stage, they interact with them so that they can know on how to socialize, on how to stay with other people from different calibers. Therefore, they need people. They need people. That's why you have to show them on how to work with the people, but you are not supposed to constrict them from working with the people.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So from your explanation, I'm made to understand that at times parents may contribute to the problems that faces their children in future, not knowing that what they are doing is wrong.
That is true.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. Doctor, let's talk about self-esteem. Self-esteem is not something people are born with.
Yes.
This is a. Can we say that? Can this transition from childhood to adulthood have some effect on the same?
Yes. For example, I will begin with me. Sometimes I have a problem with my expression during that time when I was still young, even in the university.
Yeah.
Therefore, but I used that one as an advantage. But most of the time, you know, if we were born original, not a photocopy. Therefore, you have something in life that everybody in this world cannot even attempt to do it. Therefore, when God graded you, He graded you for a purpose, and He graded you to do something in this world before you depart. Sometimes I walk in the cemetery, I see people lying in the graves, and I start crying because others are lying there with fallow knowledge, and the people are suffering because of lack of that knowledge. And the reason is that somebody went with something that is very vital to be used in this world, but because he departed without even impacting something in the lives of other people. Now he went like that one. And that is because of the lack of self-esteem. You cannot realize yourself. You cannot realize your potential. Once you realize your potential, now if you see, you accept your weaknesses and then you work on your potential, you will do something good. Remember, the greatest tragedy in this world is not death, but life. Life without a purpose. Life without a purpose is a tragedy. Therefore, you need to realize your potential, realize yourself, and then accept your weakness, and then work your fuel to move on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have just mentioned something in your explanation that you took the advantage of your weakness.
Yeah.
Please, can you elaborate briefly on the same? Does it mean those who are not weak in a way or the other cannot succeed in life? Or what do you mean exactly?
Yes, I said that I was having a problem of expressing myself on the side of language, and it's because of the effect of where I was born. Yeah. Now, when I stand in front of people, I normally use it as an advantage. I normally tell them that if you see maybe something like the slide of the tongue, please, it's a flavor. And you clap for me and we move on. Yes, it's not that it's a weakness, but it's an advantage on my side.
Thank you so much. I understand that. Doctor, please, what are some of the factors that enhances self-esteem, and how can we nurture that factors?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. One of them is role models. For example, if there is somebody maybe struggling with the expression, he or she can come to me. I'm successful. Where I am, I'm very successful. I thank God. But I have that weakness. I'm using that weakness as an advantage. Therefore, availability of role models is a very vital thing. Therefore, they require role models to guide them, to give them morale, that if you have this one, does not mean that that one is the end of life. They can strive on with that weakness. It's an advantage. Another one is they can also seek guidance from peer counselors. Peer counselors, people are there. You know, if you want somebody, maybe some people, they hear some words and then they conceptualize those words and then they use them in their life. Those words make some people like us. People grow with those words. Like if you see somebody telling you that persistence wears out resistance, you will persist. Even if working hard, you work hard because you know somebody told you that persistence wears out resistance. Therefore, they require guidance. Also, you can also talk about something like reading books. Books, we have motivating books. We have books. The heading itself speaks louder than the words inside. Like why, for example, those young ones, they can read books like why students fail, why we have those people, they can learn from experience. We have those people in those books who are struggling because of maybe their own weakness, because of bankruptcy, but because of their persistence, they became successful. Therefore, they can copy from such things. If availability of peer counselors is good, also if they can copy from their role models and obvious role models, you know, that's where they have what we call peer influence. We have role models on the other side, positive, and then we have also negative. You can copy the other direction, you can also copy to the other direction. Therefore, role models on the side of good things, not of bad things. And also people, you can find people to talk to them. Look for people to talk to them. Give them education. Take them to school so that they can learn more. Because in school, people have different knowledge. Teachers, they acquire different knowledge. They can give them, gather information from this one, and they grow up with those information and they become successful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My viewer, wherever you are, this is just to remind you that you are watching AVTV. Today, we are blessed with the visitor in the studio, Dr.Protus Juma, who is expounding to us much about life skills and adolescence. If you have any question to Doctor, you can tweet us or follow us on, you can tweet us or you can Facebook us, or you can post your question on our line 07227444. You are free. Yes, doctor.
Yes.
How can we identify that somebody suffers low self-esteem?
If somebody is suffering from low self-esteem, is that maybe, for example, in school, in a school environment, if you call our students to come and maybe answer one or two questions in front of others, he or she fears to stand in front of others. Maybe there is something that somebody at home there told her that you are not good in this. And then she realized that this one is my weakness. I can't do anything in this world. Now, from there, he or she became negative on her potential. She cannot do anything. She or he cannot do anything. Nothing is even successful in his or her life. Therefore, you know, if somebody like that one behaves like that one in front of you as teachers, you have to work on her or him so that at least at the end of the day, he or she becomes successful. You can, maybe she or she does something in class, you clap for him or her, you do something, you motivate him or her. Anything you motivate him or her, you can send him as a teacher, you send, you give him something. After that one, maybe a period of 1 term or 2, self-esteem will improve and he or she will become successful. And that one depends on the environment. Because at home there, that's why I told you, when you constrict the children in your home, he or she can't realize what is happening outside there. And one day, if you expose him or her to the world now, he can't do anything. Because most of the people say that my mother cooks better than other people. Yes, now anything that is done in the home environment is better than anything outside. He or she realizes that outside there is nothing good. Therefore, that one is a very big problem. Self-esteem is improved with the people around. Therefore, you need to make sure that you make your child interact with the people so that he is able to grow socially, economically, and politically, holistically, in simple words.
Thank you so much, Doctor. From your explanation, I'm made to realize that motivation and exposure are some of the necessary measures, some of the necessary things for one to develop, or for one to avoid suffering from low self-esteem. I'm sorry.
That is.
Yes, Doctor. It has been observed that the rate of death in adolescent stage is alarming.
Yeah.
Most probably caused by stress. By stress. How can young generation be advised to cope with the stress or completely avoid stress?
Thank you very much. Most of the time, you know, the current world, the challenges are many, but they were not there during those days. Our grandfathers were growing and grandmothers. Challenges like family breakages, we have challenges like HIV and AIDS, we have media, the effect of media, we have problems like drug abuse. During those days, they were not there. Therefore, they are there. They are there during this day. You see, many people are just testing marriages. Yes, gives birth to 2 children, he or she moves to the other side. 3, and then those children, they are affected by different things in life because they cannot be catered for, their needs cannot be catered for. They need to develop holistically. They are supposed to go to school, they cannot go to school, and because of those effects, they bring stress in the life of the children. Therefore, as a young one, to go through that stage, one, I told you, you require people to talk to. You require people to talk to. And then, two, accept the situation that you are in, and then move on. Accept that your mother is not there. Accept that your father is not there. And then move on. And then before you do anything, ask for people around you. Ask for people older than you. Why? Some things, for example, drugs. You can abuse drugs because of your friend. You want your friends to accept you. You abuse drugs. At the end, you suffer. Sometimes you involve yourself in risky behaviors like sex before marriage, and they cannot use even protection. They contract diseases like HIV, which is not treatable. They die because of that. Therefore, they need people. They need people around them. You need to talk to them. If you find time, and then they have also to occupy themselves. Most of the time, they are busy. Their body is young. The cells are dividing day in, day out. Therefore, they need to be very busy, occupied by education, occupied by the family activities. They assist their parents, they assist their guardians. They also go to school, they read homework. Teachers also talk to them, motivate them. At the end of the day, if you have stress, we are out. And stress is a very bad thing. And stress does not mean that attacks only adolescents. Even older people like you, you can face something like that one. And when you face something like that one, you need people. You can walk around, you can take a walk outside the environment where you are. It can release stress. You can talk, you can even dance. Yes, that one releases stress, because stress, when you have stress, sometimes most of the acids, the people of biology, they talk about acids. Acids are released in your stomach, and you can start suffering because of different diseases because of stress. Therefore, stress, you need to talk to people. You need to occupy yourself with activities that can build your life. You need to read books. You need to talk to people. Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank
You have said stress doesn't have barrier.
Yeah.
It can attack anybody.
Anybody.
Irrespective of your age, irrespective of your status. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, Doctor, you have talked about stress, which doesn't have barrier. Now, I want to take you back. As a parent, I assume you are a parent. One may be suffering from stress. But you as a parent, how will you identify that a child is suffering from stress so that you take the right measure?
Thank you very much. Most of the time, if you are not very careful, it's very difficult to identify that this child is suffering from stress. But if you are a good parent, most of the time, when you send your child something, maybe you send to come with water, he goes out, maybe brings a stick. Yes, there is something that is affecting that child. Or maybe you come to the house and then you find that she's daydreaming. There is something that she's thinking about. Maybe you can start by doing something. Maybe you start with a story. Can you talk about any story? You will see a child touching some stories, very very strange stories. There is something that she or he is thinking about. Therefore, as a parent, you have to be very careful with your child. Sometimes when you come back home, call them. Talk to them. How was your day? What happened? Most of the parents, they are very, when they come home, they even go to sleep direct. They cannot even know the number of their children. That one is a very big problem. Most of the time, talk to them. Well, how was your day? How was your day? What about this? What about this? You lack what? How was your school time? That one and that one. So that you realize where there is a problem. You have any problem? Maybe you have any problem, talk to me, tell me. Yeah, you realize where the problem is be open. Let them be open to you. Be friendly to them. You know, most of the parents, they think that to become a very good parent, you have to be very bitter with your children. Most of the time, slap them. Most of the time, tell them to sit down. Most of the time, tell them to move away from you. That one, you can never realize that your child is suffering from something, maybe something strange. And it can lead to it. Most of them, they commit suicide because of that. Stress is very bad. Yeah.
Thank you so much. From your explanation, it is true that for you to control stress in your child, you must first of all understand the child.
That is true.
What I get from your explanation, Doctor. There is another question that has been disturbing our viewers.
Yes.
And I can see somebody from Kisumu has tweeted by the name Jen. Jen is asking, Doctor, during adolescence, the effect of peer influence is great. Why? Jen would like to know why the effect of adolescence during, why the effect of peer influence is very high during adolescence. Doctor, what do you have to say?
Thank you. That is true. I said that during the adolescence is a stage of transition. It's a stage of transition where somebody is jumping to the other side of adulthood. Therefore, he or she wants to be independent from the parent. And you know, if you want to become independent from your parent, you seek new traits, new activities, new characters, and you are supposed to be accepted by the peers. Therefore, they have to explore the world so that they become independent. That's why the effect of peer is very high. Peer pressure is very high because they want to work with their friends, they want to do what their friends are doing, they want also to make sure that they are accepted by their peers, because most of the time in childhood they were spending with their parents. But during the adolescence, most of their friends are their peers. They want to learn more from their friends. They want to seek more advice from their friends. And most of the time, they seek, maybe somebody is heading the other direction, you copy. Maybe somebody is heading the other direction. You are looking for where to settle. You know, he's looking for somewhere to settle. And if he's testing everything, can test this, he or she tests this one to become independent. That's why it's a stage of exploration where most of the people around are the peers to talk to. That's why you see most of the time they can even stand against their parents and ask them, I can do this one without you. I'm also a man. I'm also a woman. Because of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Doctor, from your explanation, you have just said that to control the negative characters that a child may develop, especially during adolescence, is not only to lock them. It's not only to lock them and keep them off from associating with other people, from exploring.
That is true.
At the same time, we agree that this is the time the children want to explore. Now, I don't understand. Should the parents keep them, or how can this be controlled? How can peer pressure be controlled in short?
Okay, thank you very much. That's why I said that when working with a child during this stage, it needs somebody who is a parent, not a job. Most of the time. That's why I told you, when you are a parent, when you come back home, you talk to your children. Tell them what is good and what is bad. Tell them what is good and what is bad. Tell them who are the good friends. Ask them, who are your friends? Who are your friends? Who are your friends? What do you normally do? Ask them, and then tell them, this one and this one is bad, take care. A friend like this one and this one is bad, take care. When they go there, they will also take caution, because they know, my father told him, this one and this one is bad. My friends, yes, we associate, but this one and this one is not good. We socialize, but this one and this one is not good. Therefore, he or she is choosy also, because that stage can lead somebody to even work in the opposite direction always. And at the end of the day, you as a parent, you are the loser, not the people around the child. Are you getting? Therefore, it needs somebody to talk to your children. Leave them to go and interact, but make sure you also put their limits. Tell them this one and this one is bad. A friend like this one, maybe you don't know their friends, but tell them, a friend who tells you this one and this one, I also went through that stage. Therefore, make sure you do this and this. Some people, tell them from experience. Tell them from experience. I saw somebody going like this one. He ruined his life. And ask them, do you want to go like that? He say no. Now when they go outside there, they are also choosy on the things that they undergo there with their friends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. You have said that to control or to avoid peer pressure, to avoid your children to succumb to peer pressure, you need to be a parent, and not just a parent, not a joker. So from your explanation, I can conclude that not everyone is a parent.
That is true.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Now, Doctor, you find that at times you try to control the children. You try to tell them what they're supposed to do, but at times the pressure overwhelms you, and you find that you have failed, if I may say, as a parent. You find that you have failed. Does it mean that that is the end of life for those who have already succumbed to peer pressure? Or how can the situation be reversed? How can these people be saved? Those who have already given into peer pressure, they are smoking, they are taking drugs, they have engaged in premarital sex, all those dirty things. How can the situation be controlled?
Okay, thank you very much. Most of the time, there is always a second chance, and you can even rehabilitate your children. But before you go to that extent, for example, you can, if you want to shoot a penalty, you cannot just start near the ball and then shoot. Most of the time, make sure that you shoot from far. That's why be prepared for that stage. Be prepared when facing that stage. And when you want to face that stage, make sure that you are prepared. And when you want to curb, if you already, maybe your child is already ruined, make sure you come up with rehabilitation measures. You talk to them, you go to counselors, and then they can be rehabilitated and they come back to their initial state. And you can save them from many things that may affect them in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that is not the end of their life. So there's still room for them to change.
That is true.
But that should not be an excuse that you are waiting for the second chance.
Yeah.
And finally, Doctor, before we wind up, I want to ask you a very personal question. How was your experience during adolescent stage?
It's Oyugi, you're becoming more personal.
I'm sorry to go that beyond.
Yes,
But if you don't mind, you can just shed light briefly on this.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Me, I tried my level best to pass through the stage. I was copying from my friends around, and I tried my level best. That's why I'm successful now. I think that one is enough for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doctor. I appreciate you visiting the studio today.
Thank you.
And I believe if a need shall rise, we shall once again call you and you will heed our call so that you may come and shed more light on the same.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Welcome some other day.
Asante.
Thank you very much, my viewer, wherever you are. Just want to let you know once again that today we are very much blessed with a visitor in studio, Dr.Protus Juma, who has shed more light on life skill and adolescence in general. And we have learned so many things about it. I want to tell you bye until we meet some other time, the same day, such a time. Thank you.